Have your attention. The community would like a bike park, and I have found about 20 acres that's currently in a floodplain behind Shetler's. I can give you the parcel ID number. It's close to ODI and that area, and a few of us would like to go out there and build some trails. Now, it'd be city land and city owned and city ran. This would be a volunteer-based system where they would go out there and kind of a no dig, no ride situation. It would be at all ages, all groups. They would basically build the level that they could use. You're not going to build something you can't ride, so it's built to their skill level. It'd be a further part of a further development of that land, hopefully getting more grant money to further implement that development over there in a restriction, knowing that it's a floodplain. Any of this stuff is not a permanent structure. If it falls down, they go out there, they rebuild it. But it gives our youth something to do, somewhere to go, and something to be a part of. And I think that's the majority of what's happening here. I was going to go through a list of some of our interns that have worked here. Jaden, he's worked at the bike shop. Derek's worked at the bike shop. Amy, she's a foster parent. She has several foster children which come into the bike shop. She's had several that have worked at the bike shop. Bastion, being one of the oldest, he's supposedly joined the service and supposed to be headed out to California. Derek's going to university for computer science and computer technologies. And Logan here, he started at 14 years old?
Yep.
With a work permit through the school, and we've employed several students. Last year we employed 5. If we had a graduating class of 55, that's almost 10% of the graduating class we employed at the bike shop. This would only further with tourism and the development of cycling in our community. And so that's why we're seeking this piece of property, and I can leave you the notes of the parcel number that we would like to have access to. It's paid for by tax dollars. As a young man, I would have gone out there and dug without telling anybody, had been there for years before anybody noticed, But as an adult, we like to ask for permission, and that's what we are here to do today. I was hoping that we had a full quorum and to be able to get a vote on this today, because it's really just a permission issue, yes or no? And that's all we were seeking today. And this is just a portion of the people that are willing to support us in this endeavor. So we'll return when you guys have a full quorum, and I would look for a vote at that time. I'll leave you my speech. You can look it over, but it'll be the same when I come back next time.
Well, just leave us your information, because I think it's a good idea. If the city's what kind of liability.
That's the only question. We have to talk to the insurance company and see what's what.
It'd be no different than a regular park.
I personally, I don't have a problem with it.
Right, and that's why it's ideal if it's ran by the city, because it's covered under the city insurance.
Well, that's just it. We'll just have to see what,
And I wrote that in the check with Barney.
okay.
And then ideally, a dog park over there, walking trails, it'd be a part of a larger project. And in a future view, ideally, we would bore a hole underneath the freeway and connect Montgomery Lake to that section over there, and connect walking trails and biking trails all along the creek, all along down through the airport, down to the MoDOT land, all the way down to U Highway. And we would have an entire series of cycling trails, which would all be connected, which can be connected through the waterways.
Now, that's what I was talking to Ron about.
And I
trying
brought
to get a
this
grant.
to Ron over 2 years ago about a bike park and bringing cycling to the community, and even presented a business plan, but nothing manifested out of that. So we're here today after being in the community for over 3 years. We've gathered quite a large number of supporters, and I thought this was the perfect timing.
Okay.
So regardless, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate everybody showing up for their support, and we'll hope for the best.
Sounds good.
Probably we need to add that to the agenda.